Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
The volleyball partner of Dutch child rapist Steven van de Velde has defended his teammate by insisting he had his punishment after he was jeered by crowds on his Olympic debut. The 29-year-old has been the subject of wide-ranging fury in recent weeks after it was revealed he would be allowed to compete at the Games despite previously being jailed for raping a 12-year-old girl. The 6 feet 6 inches Dutch athlete was booed by some members of the audience at the Champs de Mars Park under the Eiffel Tower this morning as the Netherlands fell to a 2-1 defeat against Italy. The sex offender's teammate Matthew Immers told the press after the match that he was surprised by the reaction to Van de Velde, before saying he was a really good example from how he behaves now. This was followed by the Dutch Olympic Committee, DOC, admitting it was protecting a convicted child rapist by installing special measures such as keeping him away from the athlete's village and barring him from speaking to the press. Van de Velde was sentenced to 4 years in prison in 2016 after pleading guilty to raping a 12-year-old British girl in August 2014 when he was 19. The Dutchman had traveled from Amsterdam to the UK and raped the girl at a house in Milton Keynes. Despite being told by a judge that his conviction was career-ending, Van de Velde resumed his volleyball career after serving just 12 months of his 4-year sentence. But he was selected for the Netherlands Olympic beach volley squad in June this year and was jeered as he walked out on the sand in Paris for his debut match this morning. The athlete, who was wearing the number 1 in Netherlands blue and orange colors, appeared to have no reaction to the negative reaction, taking off his dark, white-rimmed sunglasses, only to wipe sweat off his forehead. After the match, Immers was grilled by the press with Van de Velde nowhere to be seen. The convicted sex offender has been barred from speaking to the media. Asked if Van de Velde had ever expressed any remorse to him for rape, Immers replied, "No, he doesn't explain it." He continued, "I know the guy for 3 years and we played every tournament and right now they make a really big discussion of it, the child rape conviction." Asked whether a convicted child rapist provided a good role model for young people aspiring to become athletes, he replied, "I don't know. I think Steven is a really good example from how he is right now. Van de Velde conviction, it's in the past. He had his punishment." Immers admitted the reaction to Van de Velde's past had come as a surprise and he didn't see it coming. He told Dutch broadcaster NOS, "We don't like it, of course, that this is happening. Suddenly, after 3 years, this comes to the surface at such a big tournament, because I've known him for 3 years and played with him. It came out of nowhere for me, actually. At least that it was so big." The 23-year-old said press would have to ask Van de Velde himself if he was bothered by the booing, although this is unlikely to happen as he has been told not to speak to the press during the Olympics. He added, "People are allowed to have an opinion, but we just want to play the tournament as well as possible." This was followed by DOC press attaché John van Vliert saying the Dutch team managers had implemented special procedures to deal with Van de Velde. He said, "2 of the measures we took was we have Steven sleeping outside the athlete's village. The second one was we don't gonna do media questions in the mixed zones. We are protecting a convicted child rapist so that he can do his sport as best as possible for the tournament which he qualified for." Asked if Van de Velde is a good role model, Mr. van Vliert replied, "In his case, we've got someone who has been convicted, who did his sentence, who did everything afterwards, which he can do to be able to compete again." He added that Van de Velde spent the day in the athlete's village, but slept at another location. The 29-year-old convicted rapist refused to give interviews after the match and was whisked with by 3 bodyguards. A Paris 2024 official said, Van de Velde was taken away with 3 bodyguards. Normally everyone comes through the mixed zone, but he didn't come through to avoid any media violence. We aren't happy with that, but the decision was made at T.